Good morning and welcome back to beautiful BC at another BC rec site here near Squamish, British Columbia. We're about an hour and a half north of Vancouver and we're driving the Sea to Sky Highway. The mountains here are beautiful. It is really close to the city though, so it is certainly a busier part of the province. Today we have about a 6 or 7 kilometer hike. We're going to be gaining about 400 or 500 meters in elevation, and that's going to get us ready for a much bigger, much more impressive summit hike that we're going to be trying tomorrow east of Pemberton near the Mount Curry Range here in British Columbia. And luckily enough, we've been out of the rain for the last 4 or 5 days since we got to Vancouver. Oh, it's been a great time. It's been really nice to see family. But both Kirsten and I were really excited to sleep in the van last night again and kind of get back to our old ways.
This morning we're hiking St. Mark's Peak. It's located in the Cypress Mountain Provincial Park. It's normally used for skiing, however, it is really popular for hiking in the summer with people who live in Vancouver City because it is only 30 minutes from the downtown core. During the 2010 Vancouver Olympics, this was actually one of the sites where they were hosting one of the events, something skiing related. I think it'd be pretty cool to watch an event here, and it was so close to the city, so it was easy for people to access and easy to get to from the Athletes Village. How you like our new poles? Fancy, eh?
That's a bear. So much for no bears in the area. We made it to the top, and honestly, it was a pretty easy hike. This has a view of the Pacific Ocean, of Vancouver Island, of some of the other islands off the coast here of British Columbia. It's beautiful.
The part that was hard to navigate was just the roots and the boulders, but other than that, it was an easy hike, I think, for all activity levels. It's not a chocolate bar worthy hike. It's more like a granola bar worthy hike. This is the only part I come for. Summit snacks.
We are going to be heading up towards Pemberton today. We have a full day hike planned for tomorrow.
It'll be nice to see a new mountain range. This one's nice because you get a really cool view. Like we said earlier, it's more of a city hike than it is really a true mountain hike.
We have about a 3.5 hour drive, and we have a stop at the grocery store we have to make because we have a special dinner planned for tonight if it works. St. Mark's Summit ended up being a pretty good half-day adventure. Honestly, the trail itself was pretty easy. We saw 4 or 5 groups that had loud music blaring from your cell phones. So if you're someone who blasts music from your cell phone on the trail, please explain to me why you do it. It's super annoying. We're on our way to another BC rec site tonight, just north of Mount Curry. It's about 20 minutes from tomorrow's trailhead, but before we get to that, I've reserved a seat tonight on Kirsten's bush cooking show. Kirsten's Cooking Show. You're watching Kirsten's Cooking Show. Kirsten's Cooking Show. This is Kirsten's Cooking Show from our minivan.
Today we're going to be making little pizzas on our propane stove. Originally I was going to try and pick up a cauliflower crust to make this on. Back home you can get those at the grocery store. However, it didn't appear that any in this area had them. So instead, Richard had the brilliant idea to use corn tortillas. So it is gonna have a bit of a Mexican flair. We are making little tiny personal pizzas on our nice griddle that we have here. We've got some nice fresh toppings to go with it. The only way to make proper pizza: fresh mozzarella, basil, tomato, and some zucchini. So I'm gonna start by grilling off some of the stuff. We are warming up our zucchini first because everything needs to be warm when it goes on. We're just gonna cook this up nice. We also get artichokes to put on our pizza. Honestly, this is my favorite underrated pizza topping. this is fresh mozzarella, aka we buy bocconcini. And it is the best for this. Just gonna slice these up nice and thin so that they can melt. Here's our little tortillas. Just gonna throw them on, get them warm on one side, flip them over, and then put our toppings on top and put a lid on it, hopefully. I finished warming up one side, so I'm just gonna flip these over and start layering on our toppings. Yeah, baby. No pizza is complete without fresh basil. This is my favorite, fresh from the market. Now this is my special trick that I'm hoping works. We have this awesome little wok pan here that I'm going to use to cover them to hopefully shield in the heat and cook the toppings a little more. Uh-oh, we're on a slope. It's kind of sliding. This might not actually work. I did it. Now we wait.
This is arguably the smallest pizza I've ever had. I think it might be. It's hot still. Pretty good.
You like?
Yeah, a little different with the corn tortilla. Like, I feel like I'm eating Mexican food, but then you get this like blast of Italian. It is really good.
Chef's gotta try it. Although I feel like being the chef, you're always more critical of your own work. Tastes like pizza. I love it. I like thin crust pizza to begin with, so this is pretty good. This one's my favorite. I love artichoke and zucchini on pizza.
So today's summit is all the way up there. We have 1,200 meters of elevation to gain, and the pathway goes down the Forest Service Road and then up the mountain on the east side summit. Well, we're almost at the trailhead. Our vehicle, I don't think, can make it all the way down the road here. It is recommended 4x4. We're leaving the van behind us, and we have about a 16-kilometer round-trip journey. How are you feeling?
I don't really mind the 16 kilometers. It's the elevation that's a little bit more extreme. It's just a lot of elevation in a short period of time.
On the bright side, there is a lake about halfway up that looks perfect for a picnic, so I guess we better get our feet moving.
It's nice that they've put these in and you don't have to find your way through all the yucky stuff. This is a good sign though. It means we're making progress.
Well, we're pushing halfway now. We just came to this beautiful meadow. That is quite the boulder field. I don't think that's the right path though. This is the boulder field that we have to navigate our way up, and really there's just no path. Some of these boulders though, like for perspective, are like the size of our van. They're huge. Kirsten, what is this, Gold Rush, British Columbia?
It is. There's gold in this water. It's like there's little flakes in here. You can always tell. But I think it just gets separated when it comes down the mountain.
Have you ever seen a more beautiful lake in your entire life?
It's more beautiful when you get to take a rest.
We're already looking at like largely 360-degree mountain views. Everywhere you look, there's a beautiful mountain. Behind us, there's actually a glacier on one of these mountains. The water is like perfect turquoise.
It's blue.
It's blue. It's turquoise.
It's blue.
It's perfect whatever color it is. This hike to here is rewarding enough. It seems very common for people to camp here as well, and I can totally see why.
It's gonna be a bit of a grind to the top. There's more boulders, and honestly, the boulders are really hard to navigate because it's really slow moving, and you have to be very conscious of your steps. So it's more of a mind game than it is a physical game. I think we need to just keep pushing forward. We're making good time though, like it's not too late yet.
That is the summit. Still got a couple hundred meters to go. And that down there is where we came from. The lake is around the corner. We hiked all the way up. What's another 200 meters maybe of elevation?
Honestly, I'm just scared to check. I don't want to know.
That was one of the most fun hikes I've ever done. Probably the most fun hike I've ever done. Everyone keeps joking about this being a roaring success. What a funny pun, guys. Someone says they did it in 3.5 hours from the car.
Good for them.
The fuck were they smoking? Actually, in fact, I'm sure they weren't smoking. That was probably what did it for them. And now we will be, not forever, but until this book runs out, we will be on top of Rohr Mountain. Talk about a great success. So that right there is Mount Joffre. And you can see down here, that's the Mount Joffre landslide. It came off the side of the mountain twice last May, and it's about 5 or 6 kilometers long. The one hike I really wanted to do is Vantage, which is right there. But you have to hike across the landslide, and there was lots of warnings that the landslides might occur again, so we've decided against that, and we've chosen Mount Rohr, which I think turned out to be quite lovely. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed from the top of Mount Rohr.
It is truly breathtaking, and people weren't lying. 360-degree views from the top. It was worth all the pain it took in certain parts to get up here. We got a long way back, probably a good 4 hours, and oof, there are black flies out. Oh my God. And I think there's a good post-summit meal ahead of us that we won't tell you what it is, but you could probably guess.
This is a pretty good place to sign off for now. Our plan is to head back into Vancouver for a couple days, rest up, and we will catch you back when we get on the ferry to go to Vancouver Island.